Welcome to this series on Jungian psychology. I'm your host, David Hastings Lloyd. Before we talk about archetypes or symbols or any of the ideas Jung is famous for, we need to start somewhere much more ordinary. We need to start with a problem most thoughtful adults already recognize in themselves. Why is it that you can understand something about yourself clearly and still not change? You know a relationship is unhealthy, but you feel pulled back into it. You know your temper creates distance, but in the moment, you react anyway. You know procrastination is hurting you, yet you avoid the task once again. This isn't rare. It isn't a pathology. It's common, and it raises a serious psychological question. If understanding were enough, wouldn't insight solve the problem? If you're interested in psychology, meditation, and practical personal development applied to real daily life, consider subscribing and joining this series as we explore the structure of the mind in a grounded and systematic way. So, let's look at what this problem actually reveals. Modern culture tends to assume that human beings are rational creatures. If we gather enough information, think clearly enough, analyze accurately enough, we should improve. If you understand nutrition, you should eat well. If you understand your finances, you should manage them. If you understand your childhood patterns, you should stop repeating them. But that isn't what happens. Intelligent, self-aware people repeat behaviors they claim to dislike. They form clear intentions and then act against them. The gap between what they know and what they do remains. This is where Jung begins. Jung's central claim is simple, but it overturns a major assumption. The ego, the part of you that says I, the part that thinks, reflects, plans, and decides, is not the whole psyche. It is the center of consciousness, but it is not the center of the total personality. That distinction matters. When you say, I know better, that statement comes from the ego. It is conscious, verbal, deliberate. But when you react before thinking, when you feel drawn towards something you logically reject, when you sabotage progress you claim to want, other parts of the psyche are operating. Jung called this larger field the unconscious. Not unconscious in the sense of being inactive. Unconscious in the sense of not immediately visible to awareness. The unconscious, in Jung's view, is structured. It contains emotional imprints, early relational patterns, learned expectations, traits we do not identify with, and memories that continue to influence perception. And these elements do not wait for the ego's approval. They act. Think about a difficult conversation. You intend to remain calm. You prepare your words. You commit to staying composed. Then a certain tone of voice appears, a familiar expression. Before you can reflect, your body reacts. Your chest tightens. Your voice sharpens. The conversation escalates. Afterward, you say, "That's not how I wanted to handle it." From a Jungian perspective, what happened is not mysterious. A deeper structure was activated. Jung used the term complex to describe organized clusters of emotion and memory. A complex forms around repeated experiences, often early in life. When triggered, it can temporarily dominate perception and reaction. The present moment fuses with older emotional material. The intensity of the reaction reflects both. That is why insight does not prevent the response. The ego may object. it may disapprove, but it does not automatically control the entire system. This also explains something subtle but important. We all maintain a picture of who we are: rational, independent, kind, controlled. But traits that do not fit that picture do not disappear. Aggression, dependency, envy, vulnerability. If they conflict with our self-image, we push them outside identification. Jung later called this the shadow. What we refuse to recognize in ourselves does not disappear simply because we disapprove of it. Traits that do not fit our preferred self-image continue to operate, but they do so indirectly. They emerge through projection onto other people, through sudden and disproportionate emotional reactions, and through repeated relational patterns that seem to organize our lives without our conscious consent. Seen from this perspective, the psychological problem we began with, the gap between intention and behavior, is not a failure of intelligence. It reflects division within the psyche. Modern culture encourages stronger willpower, more careful planning, and greater discipline, all of which are functions of the ego. These capacities are necessary for adult life, but they are not sufficient to resolve deeper conflict. When the unconscious is ignored, it does not become inactive. It compensates. Repetition is therefore not accidental or random. It follows an internal structure that remains unexamined. This is why Jungian psychology does not begin with abstract symbolism or esoteric concepts. It begins with the recognition that we are not fully transparent to ourselves. The ego is real and essential for orientation in the world, but it is not sovereign. Behavior reflects the activity of the total psyche, not merely the conscious personality that narrates our decisions. The crucial shift follows from this recognition. If the mind has depth, if significant portions of it operate outside awareness, then psychological growth cannot be reduced to stronger self-control. It requires discovering what else is active within us and bringing those elements into conscious relationship. Growth becomes a process of integration rather than suppression. For now, hold on to a single idea. You are larger than the picture you consciously carry of who you claim to be, the traits, values, and qualities you identify with and call me. And the patterns you repeat begin to make sense once you understand the whole psychological system operating beneath that surface. If you found this helpful, consider subscribing and following me at Jade Dragon Qigong. Here we explore various aspects of psychology, meditation, and personal development in a way that is grounded, practical, and applicable to daily life. We do not focus on abstract theory. We focus on tools for understanding yourself more clearly and living with greater integration.